My name is Salmon, like the fish. First name Susie. I was 14 when I was murdered on December 6, 1973. Hi guys. I read a fiction thriller book called The Lovely Bones by Alice Sebold. This book takes place in an unnamed suburban close to Philadelphia where Susie Salmon's family and her murderer lived. Within the first chapter, we find out that Susie was raped and killed by one of her neighbors whose name was Mr. Harvey. After she was killed, we then learn she lives and grows in her own personal heaven. From there, she watches how her family, friends, and community copes with her death. Susie was a part of a 5-member family before she died. Her mother, Abigail, her father, Jack, and her 2 little siblings, Lindsay and Buckley. They were a very happy family while Susie was living, but after she died, their relations started to tear and they all grieved alone. Susie and her dad were best friends, so when she died, he became obsessed with trying to find her murderer, who he suspected to be Mr. Harvey. The local detective, Len Fennerman, was assigned the job to find Susie's killer, and he agreed that Mr. Harvey was odd, but he couldn't do anything without the evidence. And later in the book, Mr. Harvey became paranoid and actually fled the town. One of the major themes that was shown throughout this story was the feeling of guilt. Both Jack and Abigail felt very guilty because they felt they weren't there when their daughter needed them the most. And also Detective Len Fennerman feels guilty for the unsolved cases of Susie's death and letting Mr. Harvey leave the town. Reading this book was a fun and very interesting experience. The book was narrated by Susie Salmon, who was telling it from her afterlife, which is really like no other book I've ever read. And I also really enjoyed the somewhat humorous or sarcastic tone that was displayed in much of the book. And I'm not always a big fan on reading, but I actually really enjoyed reading this book because of how the story was narrated, all of the suspense and the creativity by Alice Sebold. Anyone who's looking for a unique book experience should pick up The Lovely Bones for a great read. I'm sure you guys will enjoy this book as much as I did.